Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome for the first time. If maybe you're just hitting on me because hitting on hitting on my channel, not me personally, because of whatever it is I'm cooking. In this case, I am trying for the first time a corn chowder. I love soups. I love making soups. I've done cream soups before with broccoli and cheese and cauliflower and different variations. But this is new to me, and I'm going to be using a coconut cream. So technically it's vegan unless I add cheese. So I'm kind of excited for this. You might see behind me, there are trays of cookies. If you haven't watched that video yet, I do recommend. They are just fantastic cookies. Hands down my favorite. So, I'm going to do movie magic here, so we're going to show you what I'm working on, and then I'm going to chop it all up, and then you can just watch me as I do my cooking process, because again, I don't think you guys need to see me chop up vegetables, but if you want to, let me know. Okay, don't get spooked. I know I'm not in front of the camera, but I am talking. I'm like the person behind the curtain. So here it is. I still have to wash my celery, trim it. I have to wash the potatoes and cut them up. Obviously, same with the pepper. I've got some garlic. And we're going to pretend right there in the middle of all of this that there's an onion. I'm missing an onion, but that's okay. The boyfriend's going to bring it to me when he comes home from work. So we'll have that good to go. And then over here, we've got some coconut cream, bay leaves. There's some smoked paprika and some thyme. So that's what I've got out to start. So let's get this stuff chopped. Okay, guys, I'm back only due to the simple fact that this is the second time I have picked a red pepper, and when I cut into it, it was moldy. Like, first of all, does anybody else seem to have this issue with what seems to be red peppers? Yeah, look, perfect. And this happened the other day. I cut into a red pepper. It was moldy. It looked great like this on the outside. It was moldy on the inside. These came from the same package, and they're fine. Like, I just don't get it. I'm gonna cut it up now, but I wanted to share that. Oh, I'm not organized at all. This doesn't need to be here. We're not doing anything with an oven. Okay, I've got everything all chopped up and ready to go. Again, you're gonna have to pretend there's onion in here, because I do not have my onion. What? Yeah, no. Okay, sorry guys. I am a bit unorganized. Okay. So, I don't usually like to have, oil in my soups, but I was thinking to saute, instead of sauteing in oil, maybe I'll saute in some butter, because buttered corn is delicious. So I don't think having a few hints of butteriness in this chowder will hurt it any. So I think that's my plan. I'm going to get the butter. I'm going to reposition. I actually think I might try something over on the stove. Again, trying to get that good angle that we can see everything going on. And then I'll go over the ingredients as I put them in. With bigger recipes like this, because there's so much to it, I will not be telling you how much I'm putting in, just because it's hard enough to remember what I'm cooking, let alone how much of everything. So again, that will be in the description, so you can always get everything you need, have it ready to go, and then watch this to cook with me, or again, just copy the recipe, watch, just so you know what you're doing. So we'll get the butter, we'll get a new angle, and we'll start this so we can get simmering. Okay, guys, I think I like the angle. Again, I keep saying guys. Dang it. Stop it. Okay, everybody. I've changed my angle. I think I like this. It's not perfect, but I think it's better than being off to the side. So I really am going to look into getting an island I can work with. And again, I'd like to be able to set up one angle and just go with it. I almost get nauseous just watching all of this. Okay, so enough about me. Back to the food. I'm sorry, I'm so loud. We are melting some butter. So I've decided I'm going to go with the butter. You can use oil if you like. You can also just use more broth or even just water itself. So the possibilities are endless. But again, I'm going for the buttered corn theory that it's going to work in the chowder as well as it does on just a cob. So, again, I don't have an onion. My onion is imaginary right now. But what I'm going to do when the boyfriend brings me my onion after work is I'm just going to chop it up really fine. I'm going to saute it on its own. I'm going to throw it into the mix. And because we're blending some of it, I think I'm just going to wait until I get the onion and then I'll blend it in that way and then maybe just let it sit and simmer with the lid on for, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes. We'll see. I might not be able to resist the smell, so we will see where it takes us. So right now I'm just grabbing a strainer because I have my pre-cut potatoes sitting in water. I'm also kind of walking away because I have this giant thing of frozen corn. It literally was all the corn I had. I wanted to measure it out to see, and it was enough. So, love the fact that you can have frozen corn around. I don't know if any of you guys have seen any of those videos online about this weird fungus on people's corn this year. Ugh. So gross. Just means the prices are going to end up going up if that happens on an industrial farm scale versus just people growing it at home. But I'm now grateful that my corn didn't turn out this year and I pulled it early. So I don't have to worry about this. Okay. I'll turn it up a little bit. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. If you ever want to test to see if you think your butter's hot enough for your oil, you can always just do a little, pinch of flour, nothing crazy, just a little dusting, and if it sizzles, that usually means it's ready to go. My goodness, I don't think you can hear this on my mic, but the wind outside today, it is crazy. I should probably make sure it hasn't blown over any of my tomato plants because that has happened a few times. No, still standing. There's a blue jay out there too. Just messing around. Okay, sorry about that. The wind got me going. Okay. Yeah, good sizzle. Okay, so I'm adding in the onion. Yes. Onion, celery, and peppers. Now, when it comes to chopping stuff up, especially for a salad, cut it to the size that you would want to eat it as, because unless you're immersion blending or blending the entirety of the soup, I usually leave little bits in it. I probably blend about 3/4 of it and leave 1/4 of it with pieces. So just make sure that they're bite size or whatever size you're comfortable with. If you prefer everything blended, then by all means blend away. So this is going to go, again, like I said, for 7 minutes. Jacques, come here. You're hired. So I don't need to be here for it. I can listen for it. After the 7 minutes, we will be adding in our garlic and our spices. And then we pretty much add everything else in except for the cream. So love these recipes because I can literally throw everything in a pot and walk away. I'm sure you could do this in the slow cooker too, but I would say it'll taste better if you saute your veggies first before you throw them in. That's one thing I've definitely learned. It's that extra effort, that little extra love that just makes it taste so much better. So we'll let this cook for the next 7 minutes and then we'll come back and we'll add some garlic. We're back. And by we're back, I mean, you didn't think I ever left because it's just going to cut from one scene to another. So in that case, I was here the whole time. Yes, I was. Okay, everything's softening up quite nicely. We're not quite at the 7 minute mark. We're almost there. And then we'll add the garlic. I'm not going to lie. I think adding the butter was a good choice because, oh, the buttery goodness. Oh, it smells nice. And I only added about a tablespoon of butter, so there really isn't that much in there, but that's good. I think I'm gonna like this soup. I mean, who wouldn't? It's corn. We'll find out. Here it is. I wanted to show you what it looked like after 7 minutes. It doesn't look like much of a change. It hasn't browned or anything like that. You definitely don't want it to burn because that will make it taste burnt. I only just realized that my tripod, when I use it, it shows this stupid thing. So I apologize because I can't reverse time. This is happening regardless of what this did. But I'm going to add the garlic. We're going to do 5 minutes with the garlic, and then hopefully I can get my stand to cooperate so you don't have to look at it. Okay, guys, I think that's the best I can do. I didn't even add the garlic yet. I was so focused on trying to get this camera angle just right because I want you guys to experience this new recipe with me. So, I may have cooked it for an extra minute or two, but that's okay. It's still not browning. It still looks really good. I don't even know if I'll give this 5 minutes because I am running hot as usual. But we will cook it for a little bit. As long as I don't see any browning or burning, we'll continue on. And then we'll add in all this liquid that's next to me. So what I just put in was the smoked paprika, garlic, and dried thyme. What'll be going in next is actually everything. So 4.5 cups of broth, 2 bay leaves, which I picked big ones because I love bay leaves. And then we're going to put the corn, which is 6 cups. And then these potatoes, which works out to be a little bit over a pound. It's like 1 pound and 3 ounces. It was kind of funny actually because I'm so used to getting bad spots of potatoes. So I'm like, okay, pound of potatoes. Yeah, pound 3 ounces. That's perfect. Always want to be a little bit over in case, you peel them or bad spots. So as I was reading my recipe, it said, you didn't have to take the skin off. And I know the skin usually in most things holds quite a bit of, the nutritional values. So I figured, okay, why not? We'll keep the skin on. So I already knew, like, okay, I'm a few ounces over, but okay, we'll see. We'll see, there's still bad spots. Guys, there wasn't one. Not one bad spot. I don't even know what to tell you about these potatoes. Same potatoes again, and I've had issues with black spots nonstop, just like my pepper issue I've got going on. But for whatever reason, these potatoes, just nothing. So, you should be adding about 1 pound of potatoes. I'm adding a little bit over because that's just how it worked out for me. I'm not mad about it. I like potatoes, so I think that'll be really nice. Oh, here we go. Let's pull you in. Let's take a look at it. There it is. Again, guys, I apologize. My lighting is pretty bad. It makes everything kind of have this yellow, merry tinge to it, if you know. Well, it's not Mary, but why did I say Mary tinge? I think Mary because of her last name being K. You might know who I'm talking about. But that's where my lighting is coming from. Okay, well, we're going to let this cook for a few more minutes. I'm going to make sure I've got everything here. Jacques, do I have to fire you, sir? Come on. Yeah, I'm just going to make sure I got everything together. Okay, I'm not going to mess with the camera anymore. That's it. It's going to live there. So I hope you guys are happy there. I hope I don't look too funny from that angle. But this is the best we're going to get. Okay. I am happy with how that's cooked. It's probably been maybe 4 or 5 minutes. So, but that's okay. Too hot. Okay, now we're going to add all of this. Beautiful. Just cleaning off my spatula. Next is all the corn. And last but not least is our potatoes. By the way, people, this feeds like 4 to 6 people, so if you are not feeding that many or you're not into this kind of soup, you can cut it in half, or you can make a big batch and do like I do. We'll eat whatever there is tonight. I'll leave some out for lunch tomorrow, and then the rest I'll actually put into Ziplocs and freeze it for another day when I just don't feel like cooking. So, and I mean, what better than to have already home cooked meals in the freezer instead of having to rely on like frozen items from your grocery store. So, all right. Sorry, Jacques, you are fired again. Thank you for helping out. So that's it. I think everything's pretty cold, so we're gonna turn it up. I'm just gonna bring it to a little bit of a boil. We're gonna turn it back down to a simmer, and then I'm gonna leave the lid on it and have it cook for about 15 minutes or so. So, and then after 15 minutes, I'll check it, see where we're at, and go from there. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be pretty good. I think it's gonna be pretty good. I mean, I hope it's good. I did all this filming to have to delete this. My goodness. Okay, everybody, can you hear me now? Okay, so timer went off. What did I say I put it for? 15? 10? I think it was 15 minutes. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I've already tested the potatoes. Unfortunately, I forgot to turn on my mic, so you missed all of those wonderful updates. But, it is not ready yet. I have let me show you. Let me set my stuff aside. So I cut up my potatoes relatively small. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they're very small cubes. And yeah, it's not done. They're still quite crunchy. To be honest though, because the fact that I am still waiting on my onions, I was gonna let it pretty much simmer for like probably a solid hour before I do anything else with it, just to let those flavors meld into it. And once I get the onion, saute it, throw it in, and then I can finally get into the blending part of it. But it smells so good in here. I think this was a good choice. I think I'm very much gonna like corn chowder. It might become part of my repertoire. And I can try it with coconut cream this time, and then I can always do it with a regular cream next time and see how it goes. You can also use coconut milk. I guess it depends how creamy you want it. So, I'll let that go for another 10 minutes and then we'll check it. And at least that way you at home will have a time versus, you might be in a time crunch versus me where I have all the time I don't have all the time in the world. I still have at least a solid hour before the old man gets home. So I've got quite a bit of time, but if you don't, I'm going to time it out for you. So I'm going to double check. I'm pretty sure it was 15 minutes, 10 minutes. So we should be 25 minutes all in and we'll see how the potatoes are doing then. All right, everybody. Help has arrived. Okay, so I timed it out. You're looking at about 25 minutes to get those potatoes softened. So just a rough estimate yet again. Potatoes are always finicky. I found most recipes, it's never the right time. But that's just me. Okay, so as you can see, I'm putting the onions in. We got the onions. I've sauteed them. Now I'm going to mix it in. So one of the other things it said to do before blending is it says 5 minutes before you're done cooking, it said to add the cream. So I'm going to say that once you know that your potatoes are soft and good to go, then I would honestly just pour in your cream and give it another 5 minutes. It's definitely not going to hurt it. So we're going to add this coconut cream, which I've shaken up hopefully well. I think we're going to get a bigger spoon now because this is getting harder to stir. Okay, wooden spoon. It's not bigger, it's just a spoon. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to let this sit for another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to take the bay leaves out, blend it, and then I'll show you the final result, because by then it'll be in my bowl. ready to go. All right, let's check this out. Let's bring it around. There we go. That's what it looks like so far. Okay, as you can see, I've got my bowl ready to go. I mean, you can see it's a big vat of this stuff. I ended up blending probably more so of like 90% of it. I also took the bay leaves out, which are back here. I took those out before blending. And then I just added in some parsley and some cracked black pepper at the end. So here it is, first time eating corn chowder. Besides the fact that it's a little hot, it's quite delicious. I don't mind corn chowder. I think I will add a little bit of parm to it, though. I think it is missing that cheese factor. I'm sure you could use nutritional yeast if you have it. But this is another one of those. I will definitely be making this again.